the stage, the stars of Red Dwarf, Chris Barrie, Robert Llewellyn, Craig Charles, and John-Jules!
How are you? You're all right? Say again.
It's fantastic.
What's he wearing?
The duvet. He's got his duvet on.
I don't know, but he shouldn't be wearing it.
Guys. I don't think I'm going to have to do much today. Guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to Liverpool Comic Con. You enjoyed it?
Yes, I mean, I'm just surprised how many people have shown up.
Yeah.
Will you fucking sit down? Sorry about my language.
Yeah, we've got kids in. Give us a cheer, kids.
Jesus.
You're going to hear some words, I'm telling you now.
Right. Yeah, it's just surprising how many people have showed. It's.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
What?
What?
Apparently you owe somebody a tenner.
I owe someone a tenner.
This is the problem of you coming back to Liverpool.
Yeah.
You should never forget.
You know what they're saying, it? There's a lot of blasts from the past, I'll tell you that now.
Is it good to be back home?
Would you be, I'm just glad my wife's not with me. No, yeah, it's always good to come back. You know, I come back quite a bit. We played the Camp in Furnace, the concert, stuff like that. Playing there tonight. I'll be coming. So yeah, so I come back quite a bit really. It's like a family here. I love it. It's like being one of Liverpool's illustrious sons. Everyone seems to know who I am, which is really quite weird. And everyone went to school with me mum. Your mum was my teacher in Shawfields. Oh really? My dad used to go around to your dad's house for a cup of tea. Oh fucking really? I'm only walking around. It takes me about an hour and a half to get down Bold Street. But it's really good though. It's just really heartwarming, you know.
Every time we come to Liverpool with Craig, we're like sloppy seconds. You know that one? They just look past us. All right, Craig.
Daddy, that's not just Liverpool.
I was gonna wear red today and really screw him up.
I'm a Liverpool fan. All right, the Blues might have won that game. I've got a lot of my family are Everton fans as well, like, you know. So when Everton beat Liverpool 2-0, just recently, it's football, Dan, don't worry about it. The amount of blue noses that came out of the woodwork. First time in 15 years.
Right. You lot have got the new song. What do you sing? You sing One Love now? Who sings One Love now?
I don't know.
Watching football.
Any football fans?
Football, the crowd.
Yeah,
One Love. What?
Wrong crowd, Danny. It's come from Red Dwarf.
There's a football team that they sing One Love now. What happened to, you know?
Ajax.
Ajax.
Oh.
I've got a missing gene, you see. I don't even know why men run around on grass with the ball. I love them doing it. I just don't know why they do it.
Chris, I got an illness. Thoughts on football?
See how long I could stay here without talking. I did 3 minutes, 55 seconds. We've got
You've done well, man.
Well, I used to go to Chelsea. He's a Chelsea man like me. Talking your blues.
He went to Chelsea when they were winning.
But
it doesn't go anymore.
Without getting too serious, it's just so expensive now. But I'm not interested really. I'd rather sort of League One or something like that. This is more like proper. And have you noticed? This is turning into a football. I've been watching because my sons are quite interested in football, and I've been watching it just recently after a gap of about 10 years. And the goalkeepers play it out from the back.
Yeah.
And every game there's about 5 moments where you think they're going to lose the ball. And I'm thinking, why don't they just hoof it like they did in the old days, up to a big number 9 and score a goal?
So where is this going?
Everybody who came for the football podcast that we've started.
Every time we come to a convention, we end up talking a load of balls. See what you did there.
So, are you all enjoying Liverpool? I know, Craig, you're from here, but like, have you all been to Liverpool before, or is this the first time?
Yeah, I've been to Liverpool lots, yeah.
Yeah.
He had no trouble opening those.
Yeah,
Wet himself.
everywhere we go, we go. They just use the microphone, Craig. Have you tried open these water bottles? They just go everywhere. The very first day that I ever filmed Red Dwarf was in Liverpool. That I was in. That was with you, Dan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was here. The very first day out, they put the full makeup on. I got the costume on, and they said action was in. I wonder where it was.
Did we come to Albert Dock when it was sort of like in the 80s?
Yeah, it was a big Volkswagen engine blowing soap suds.
Yeah, it was down. It was in the docks. It was down at the docks. Down at the docks.
I had a whip cracking around your ear.
Yeah, Danny was whipping me.
That was when he filmed Marooned. And
it was for Marooned, that's right.
Yeah, and
Marooned, the one where me and Bobby were like
not in
spare tyres. We had about one line each in it.
Chasing us, the polymorph chasing us, is that right?
Ooh.
And Peter Ridsdale Scott arrived.
Right.
And that was like
Waitrose bag.
Yeah, yes, Danny, Danny. And it was.
Do more, Chris.
No. Later. And it was like windswept. You know, there being not as much development as there is now, and so it was. Yeah, it was in the 80s, I think, late 80s, early 90s.
I prefer the first two series of Red Dwarf, you know, the ones that were funny before Robert was in it.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah,
they were really good ones, weren't they? And then with the Crichton, you know, the good Crichton. Do you remember the good Crichton? He was
David Ross.
Yeah, David Ross. He was an actor. He was an actual actor. What a Crichton he was.
Was it David Ross?
Yeah, we couldn't afford him. Yeah, couldn't afford him. We had to go with the BT.
But you brought him back. You brought him back in the later series.
As Talkie Toaster.
As Talkie Toaster.
You need to get out more.
I know. This is my getting out.
Yeah, David Ross. He went on to be Talkie Toaster.
Was it good to get him back on, or?
Yeah. It was, wasn't it? But he was an actor, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's proper actor.
He was an actor, you know.
No, he wasn't resentful of the fact that this stupid pillock had decided to wear rubber for 38 years or whatever the hell. Even though I'm the new boy.
He did say to me once, he said, "Are you legit?"
Are you legit?
Like, which means, did you go to drama school? I went, well, I know my dad.
That's what they say, you know, are you legit?
Are you legit?
Are you legit, darling?
Yes.
Yeah, I just found it interesting because of I was doing some research and obviously your character was played by David Ross to begin with, but also found out that the characters of Lister and Rimmer should have been. There were talks of Alfred Molina and Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman, yeah. They had been cast, and then something went wrong with the scheduling or something like that, and I'm sure Alfred Molina and Alan Rickman, I'm sure they regretted it ever since.
I mean, their careers were straight down the toilet. What are they?
I mean, you know, that's show business.
It would have been a very different thing.
Yeah. Could have had the Scouse Dr. Octopus. That's what could have happened in the future. But I'm done with questions now. We're going to open it up to the audience. If you're up, all right, we're going to get some questions. If people want to start making their way, there's microphones. Stations 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got any questions?
It looks like Aintree's paddock there. Look.
So we're going to ask questions. We'll go round like numbers. That's how it works.
We do number 2 first.
Oh, okay. Oh, Chris.
Sorry. What did you say? No, whoever. I don't.
You've said number 2. We'll go number 2.
Okay, number 2.
We've got number 2. What's your name? What's your question?
Chloe, what's one thing you hated about like your character and what you wish you could change?
One thing I hated about my character, I was stuck with these 3 knobheads feet. End of
A character, I don't even know. I mean, my difficulty was in the first couple of series, I had to be unbolted to go to the loo. That was fairly challenging. So you really had to time it, because they had to unbolt my groinal attachment.
Nothing changes, really.
No,
I love everything about Rimmer. I think Rimmer's affable, charming, good at things. I think he's just magnificent. There's nothing at all I dislike about him.
He's always got a pen.
Always got a pen.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I love Rimsey. A lot of people say, would you rather be Ace or Rimmer? You know, but I'm thinking, if Ace had done it, you know, for, you know, how many, 36 years?
Don't even know, yeah.
It would have been boring, actually, you know, because he is good at stuff, and, you know, everyone just gets fed up with the blokes who are saying, yeah, I've done it. It's perfect, everything's fine, yeah. How's it going, guys? Yeah, I've done it, bye. Yeah, so the teacher tried now to play the piano and then save a few planets, yeah, everything's fine, yeah. It'll just get dull after a while, so you need Smeghead Rimmer, so, you know.
What I really hated about my character was these guys would do 2 pages of dialogue and I would come in and go, fish, and steal the stuff.
That was very true. Or the other one was, I always remember there was a paragraph that I went, I'm never going to be able to get it. Started with, listen, and then the cat's line was, I was with you till you said listen, or something. I can't even, I'll fuck that gag up.
38 years. Robert, but it got to the stage where the studio audience knew the kind of the what was going to happen, and he would just say, "There's just one drawback," or something like that, and they'd start laughing.
They start laughing, yeah, before we got to the game. Yeah.
Danny, there's another modified version of what you just said there. It's like we would do 3 pages of dialogue, and then you would go like this.
Yeah.
Is it my line?
And it would get a bigger laugh.
Get a huge laugh. Yeah, yeah.
Get a bigger laugh than all of my gags.
Fantastic. Thanks for your question. We'll go
to number 1.
Yep.
Hello,
What's your name? What's your question?
Hello, number 1.
Maria? What was your favourite episode out of all the series?
Wow. Favourite episode.
Very different. I kind of always say I don't really have favourite episodes. I have sort of favourite scenes.
Meltdown.
Yeah. You know, I love the scene with Robert in Polymorph when my boxers started shrinking. And Crichton had his groin attachment out. And he's trying to get me boxers off. And the audience, because it's filmed in front of a live audience, you know, the audience were laughing so loud we couldn't hear our lines when we were acting them. And I just had to wait for his lips to stop moving before I said my lines.
And then you came in.
And then he came in with one line.
Chris
stole the thing. Crichton, you'd bonk anything. But when I was standing outside, the same problem as Greg was. I was saying, what? The audience.
It wasn't that simple, Chris. Because when you came in at the right time, the timing for the gag, but they were still laughing, so you were standing at the door.
Yeah,
for about 5 minutes before you said to the audience.
I had to pitch the line up.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you had to shout it over the audience.
It was.
So, although Back to Reality was a good one, where it felt like that we were all in a video game, and Tim Spall was in it. The twonk scene, I love the twonk scene.
Yeah.
You twonk.
You twonk.
You know, and you've been playing the idiot Rimmer for Rimmer for all these years, and it's like.
The dad who looked like the Rimmer who looked like the dad in Bread.
Yeah, that's right.
Great.
Yeah. And Jake Bullitt from Cybernautics.
Yeah, that was good.
Riverboat.
Yeah, Government of the Apocalypse. That was a good one.
Yeah, Government of the Apocalypse is amazing.
And the early ones as well, like Backwards. I'll never forget the Backwards shit.
Backwards is good.
Yeah. That last shot when you come up.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Don't ask.
Yeah. But then
that's a perfect example. They've done 20 minutes in the show, and I do Don't Ask, and
I quite like Marooned.
Yes.
I told you.
It's very good, Marooned. It's very good.
No, it's good.
I always thought it was
a
good
theatre.
fabulous,
Chris.
Well, I didn't want to. I shouldn't really have raised Maroon, should I? Because it's really.
No, it's good.
Two-hander.
It's a brilliant shot. No, it's a brilliant.
Great.
Play.
It was great, and not
It was like a two-hander play, wasn't
Yeah.
the way they filmed it. It was all filmed on handheld cameras. There was no tripods. They were all the cameramen were just doing this,
Yeah.
and then there'd be another guy over him going like. It was amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a theatre thing. I always thought it'd be good in the theatre now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it would.
Ascension Sunday. Ascension.
Bobby, we'll have to look for another gig.
Should we go to number 3?
Number 3, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's a small microphone. Sort of it. Yeah, just amazing show and also many amazing technical sci-fi bits. If you could bring a bit of tech or gadget to the real world, what would it be from the show?
We already introduced half of them. He had an Apple Watch. Now, maybe you can speak to Holly on his...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was probably on your watch.
And he was the first person on telly with an electric bike.
The matter paddle would be good though.
The matter paddle was great.
What about the teleporter?
The teleporter.
Yeah.
That was great, where we just kept landing in straight.
Although, I mean, the dial that said the date, that was wobbly. Do you remember? It wasn't very accurate.
But what's listeners like? We're the teleporter. We're a Mickey Mouse organisation. We know it.
I remember, everyone remember the holly hop? When that arrived on set, I just turned around to the whole crew and went, so we've run out of budget then.
And then proceeded.
It was a cardboard box with a red button on it, painted red.
What are you doing?
That was the holly hop drive, I remember.
We've run out of budget then.
And the Toys R Us guns. Love it.
The Toys R Us gun.
Has it helped having a bigger budget now on the later series, or?
I don't think we've got a big budget really.
The budget.
It's just things that are easier to make look well. You know, I mean, the technology has advanced so much now that you can make things look good quite cheaply now. You know, so.
There was a classic first day shoot in Starbug.
Starbug, yeah.
Where, I can't remember what series it was.
Brand new set.
A brand new set. We literally sat down in our chairs. I don't think we weren't filming, we were rehearsing.
And the steering wheel.
And Craig just got the steering wheel, the whole front of Starbug fell off. Instantly, Craig sat down and Danny said,
That lasted long day.
and that became the catchphrase of the
The catchphrase every time he walked on set. Every time Craig walked on set, everyone would go,
yeah. That was the one.
It got to the stage where the definition of a working prop in Red Dwarf was something I hadn't touched yet.
But the weird thing was, you didn't like smash it up, you literally pick it up. We all picked it up. Craig could pick it up, and the front fell off, and the back fell off, and it was just a pile of bits. It was incredible.
Like he's actually going out there and smashing it up. He literally sat down and went, "Hey, this is all right, isn't it?"
Should we try?
Me and Robert Llewellyn got blown up in Starbug once nearly, didn't we?
That was a bit.
Got shot in the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a blaster that's run by a gas.
Is that
gas comes out about 500 mile an hour.
It's incredible. Yeah, it's like a proper.
And it fires cork at you, just cork, and it makes it look like debris. And we got our timing right, but the guy with the matches, had got his timing wrong, so we turned in like that.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah. So we went like that. Boom.
Just right in the mush. Yeah.
He had all welts.
It looked really good though. It did look good.
The whole mask was peppered with.
Yeah, I had a load of cork dust buried in the back of Crichton's head. He didn't mind. We'll panel beat it out later on, sir. Just use me as chaff. I always wanted to be used as chaff. I like that. Fly me out of the retro, sir. I'll just be chaff.
I love Crichton. No, he's actually. I think every man needs a Crichton.
It would be great, wouldn't it, to have your own Crichton, who's not only willing to sacrifice himself at any minute, but enthusiastic.
Yeah. He's not going to make you feel bad about it.
No.
But the best thing actually was, you know, when Robert first joined the show, and we was in the rehearsal room, and he was trying to work out how to walk like Crichton. That was something to watch. Yeah. All the different walks that you went.
Because the first Crichton was like a bit like the guy from Star Wars, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit
C-3PO.
Yeah, Robert walked about 6 miles that day, just sort of doing.
Yeah, he was doing all these different.
And then Doug would sort of say, "Yeah, you're the one you did at 9:10. Yeah, the best."
Yeah. So ridiculous. Yeah.
Perhaps you could run through a cannon of them now.
It is. I don't know how he got this. I mean, that. It's still funny.
It's still funny.
Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, fantastic. Should we go to number 4 at the back? Hello, what's your name? What's your question?
My name is Matilda, and my question is, which episode had the most fails or bloopers?
Whoa. A lot of the later series have had a lot more bloopers. As people's memories of Wales.
Anything longer than one line can be an issue.
I do remember, and I don't know what series it was in, I can't even remember anything about the scene, but I remember coming into, you know, the sleeping quarters or something, and doing my speech and going, God, I got the whole bloody thing right, and you were looking at me, and so were you, because it was the right speech. The words are perfect, wrong scene. So that's when you know, yeah, there's a little bit of stress. But there's been quite a lot of funny ones. I don't need so I mean, a lot of them were in the smeg ups and the smeg outs. I mean, that was, yeah. So
remember dodecahedron, Danny? Dodecahedron,
deoxyperoxide.
Someone said Dixie Doxide.
Actually, I think when we
There's no point remembering it now.
I can't remember.
When we were in
say that now?
When we were in Newcastle a few weeks ago, someone stood up and said the whole bloody thing. And I asked you, can you still remember it? And we went, they got it right.
Remembered it then.
He wanted us to be impressed. We just thought, get a life.
I was about to say any takers then, but I think put the kibosh on that one.
It's actually Mixialbidium. Mixialbidium was the beginning, that's all I can remember.
Dexydroxide.
Dexydroxide.
Yeah. That's the end of it.
Doug loved
Going
it.
up the middle.
He just watched us for hours, like absolutely failing with it, and he just kind of gave him real deep joy.
No, actually, what he said to me when we got to that bit in the scene, he said, "Don't worry, Dan, you'll never get it." He said, "Just make it up." And of course, you say that to one. We're going. I was at home all night learning this shit.
Oh God!
So they were laughing, you know. I did it the next day. Said, "You know this thing now, lads. You've all got to learn it."
Yeah, I know. When Danny got it, we were screwed.
had to do it.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll go to number 2. Name and question.
Oh, I love the outfit.
This is fantastic.
I'm sorry, if you could play a different character, who would you pick?
Yeah, we have been.
Probably already had that question loads of times.
No, we haven't really.
I'm so nervous.
That's all right. Don't be nervous.
Yeah.
You've chose the right outfit for a start, so you're already winning.
I waited on it for months.
Yeah.
So many great outfits.
There are so many great outfits. Where's the family that have all come dressed up? Are you here?
The cat as well. There's like a family that are all
There's a
dressed
whole
up.
family that are all dressed
Brilliant.
up.
And not here, maybe.
Oh! They got dressed up and then didn't come to this.
Yeah, that's it. They're probably waiting on one of the other queues.
We've also got Uncle Arnie there as well. That's another.
There's been some queues. I've been surprised.
Yeah, but it's difficult to know which one, I can't imagine. I wouldn't be able to play anyone else other than Crichton. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I could do a rubbish attempt at it. I don't think I'd be any good at it. I don't know. To swap around.
To be fair, I think he's right, which is unusual. I just think it's perfectly cast, isn't it? In that we're all kind of. Chris won't love me for this, but we are kind of exaggerations, caricatures of our real selves. Now, I'm not saying with Chris it's different, but I mean, you collect things.
Stop making excuses. Say what you think. Come on.
No, I mean, look, I can be anal at home.
I think there's a bit of the British small man in all of us. I think in British comedy, if you've only got to look at Basil Fawlty and of course Only Fools and Horses, you know, Del Boy and those sort of things. Look at the Steptoe and Son. You know, I mean, we called in the early days Steptoe and Son in space. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think. Look, I'd love to have a go at Lister, but it would be a different sort of thing because if you saw my house and the zones where I go to, they're pretty damn messy. So, you know, there's a bit of Lister already there. So, you know, and I've always sort of said, you know, it'd be good fun to have a go at Crichton.
Yeah. You
know.
did do.
We did. Well, I do it. You know, my silly impersonations of the cast, but that's not playing the character. I mean, playing the character from the start would you know, we'd do it differently. You know, Cats, I don't know. Cat's all about movement, and I know I'm not you know, you only have to look at tongue tie.
You did tongue tie. Most dancers would have put themselves doing that. Yeah. Never mind an actor in Cuban heels and, you know. I hated that. I went to work every day, hating that. No, I tell you right, when the studio that day was dark, right, because, I mean, Chris and Craig, you can imagine, we've been rehearsing this for 2 weeks. These guys, they're rehearsing Charles Hawkins and all these guys. And of course, Craig, you couldn't get a smile out of him that week. He was walking around the studio like that. Fucking dancer. Fucking dancer. Big fucking heels. Big fucking shoulders. Don't worry, Craig. I'm sure it won't be that bad. All these guys are doing is mumbling and moaning.
He gave me all led by the class floor. All led by the director wanted to do was rehearse the other 25 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, the dance took up 2 minutes. Yeah. These guys are like, we've got fucking half hour to film, mate. You know, like, yeah, no, it's crazy.
And he's in his element, giving it all to
yeah, but, and of course, Ed Barrie was in his element. Ed was, you know, shooting them. It was like these guys.
By their majesties, remember?
Cut to these guys on their chairs. Oh dear.
Should we go over to number one?
Number one.
Hi, number one.
Hiya, name's Sonia. Question for Craig, actually. The first thing I ever saw you in when I was a child was Robot Wars. I was wondering which was your favourite.
Ask me later. No, I think Red Dwarf will always be, for all of us, I think, in many ways.
I meant your favourite. What was your favourite on the show?
Machine.
Yeah.
Oh, which favourite? What was your favourite robot?
What was your favourite on the show?
I thought you meant what's the favourite series. And I was going to say Red Dwarf. And I was going to say, because for all of us, in a way, it's career defining, you know, and a lot of the things I've done, like Robot Wars, were because I was in Red Dwarf. And things like Takeshi's Castle and all that sort of edgy kind of, was because of Red Dwarf. So, my favourite robot, house robot, was Matilda. I love Matilda, and my favourite contestant was Hypnodisc. Because Hypnodisc it made this weird noise when it got up to full speed. It was like, ooh, and then it'd hit something, and there'd be debris all over the studio. In fact, we got closed down by health and safety because Hypnodisc landed, and it was these Macrolon screens that contain the action. They're supposed to be bomb-proof. It went through one of them, smashed it, and landed up in the audience. Now, thank God this was only a rehearsal, because if this had landed in the real audience, there would have been limbs everywhere. So, and then they go, you can't, no, we've got to shut this down, And I was going, are you mad? It's brilliant. Carnage. You know, careful what you wish for. But so I liked Hypnodisc a lot.
Yeah. Answer your question.
Bob the Scutter would have murked all of them.
We could never make Bob the Scudder go in a straight fucking line. No.
Can you imagine?
The amount of stuff Bob the Scudder, the amount of hours we waited for Bob the Scudder to.
A Scudder's default position is stationary with smoke coming out. And Peter Ragg going, oh, sorry guys, I can't get much movement out of it.
But wasn't that when we were in Manchester, and I do remember once Bob the Scudder moving along like it's meant to, oh that's good, and then it suddenly turned right off the studio out the door, and it's because it was getting interference from a taxi, radio control taxi. It was actually going to pick someone up in Cheadle View.
Uber's gone downhill, hasn't it?
I was going to ask you, because I do impressions and I love, Chris, your impressions that you've done over the years and your spitting image work. But I'm not going to ask you about that now, so I'm going to ask you, did you get away with any big or notable pranks during the making of any of the series, or was it discouraged or frowned upon?
I don't think we're that pranky.
No, I don't think we're very pranky.
A lot of people say you must have had a really hard time, a really good, laugh making that show. And I always say, well, actually, no, it was really quite hard.
Well, you had to work really hard, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing. I mean, Chris did brutally accurate impressions of all of us at rap parties at the end. I mean, they were really, really good. Do you remember? Yeah, they were brilliant. Well, no, the thing was, he would do Craig, and everyone would laugh because it was Craig, and I knew it was Craig.
Well, I can't really do you.
Well, you did, because one time you did a lisping Cliff Richards apologetic middle-class pillock, and everyone was pissing themselves laughing, and I was going, use that then.
Perhaps you'd like to run through the canon of them now.
Well, Robert's very generous in his calamita, in your generosity. But obviously, sirs, I only impersonate Robert doing Mr. Speed, correct, sirs. And Craig is always like, let's face it, we're Dad's army in space, and we know it. And Danny's, all 6 of our nipples are tingling. And of course, we can't forget, because he's not here. Why would you want to forget me anyway? Why would you do that? Chris, I don't know about you sometimes, my mate, but
Norman Little. We love it. Thank you for your question. We'll pop over to number 1 now.
We tried to get Norman here, by the way, but we couldn't break him out of the home.
Is it like the 80s?
Hi guys, I'm huge fan. We've been watching for years. Just want to quickly ask, all the Space Cop directors Rimmer asked, which was your favourites?
Oh, what? Yes. Oh, God. I can't remember. Officers should not practice oral sex in 0G with false teeth. It's a very basic ruling, sir. It's not complicated.
All right, Craig. What was the ginger toupee one?
Oh, I can't remember. What was the ginger? What was that? I can't remember it. Have you got them all on your phone?
No, I haven't.
Oh. What was the toupee one? The ginger toupee?
I don't know.
Wow. Call yourself fans.
The fact is that none of the cast can remember it. I think that's more serious, really.
And Robert, I've got one more for you. What is this?
Well, sir, it's a banana. That is, when I saw that, someone sent me a link on YouTube, and it was that scene, you and me, and it was, we recorded that in 1989.
That's great.
I don't want to think about it actually, but anyway.
I mean, there's some great scenes
very
between
much
you in that. I mean, I love the double Polaroid one as well.
Double Polaroid. Yeah. That was shocking. The double Polaroid. But we won't say what was actually on the picture.
Electrical Appliance magazine should not be giving you a double Polaroid.
Sir? Those electrical appliance magazines should be on the top shelf.
Thanks for your question. Thanks for bringing a banana. For anybody watching on the screen and in the other room, some guy had a banana. Can we go over to number 2? Get your question.
Hi chaps, long time watcher, first time inquisitor. Justify yourselves. All it is, I've been watching since I was a kid, spent most of my teens wanting to be Lister and then growing up and realising it was actually more like Rimmer. So, in a roundabout way, my question is there something you miss from past seasons that you wish that they brought back? For me, it was like the conversation bubbles you had in the first 2 series, where you'd have the sad piano music, and then someone would puncture it with a funny line.
Well, we did, we just did some poignant stuff, didn't we? Where it could be cut down, and I mean, like that, when I'm reading you that letter, he died in his Jeep. Sorry, sleep. He was 111, sorry, ill.
I mean, they were good. We did one quite serious one in one of the later series, didn't we? In Promised Land, I think we did. Which was
You are
the sun, reflect the whatever it was.
We did that that was the first scene we filmed in that, and they gave me this. I went, it was like that was the first scene in that whole series that we filmed. We got it in the end.
It was tough, but
I like when we all played Crichtons.
Yeah,
I love that episode when we were MILF.
No, it's a great episode.
The Methodology Intergalactic Liberation Front. MILF. We are MILF. And I love that episode. So
the
cool.
oddest thing. That was such a weird experience. Well, it was a weird experience for all of us, but that weird experience of going in the makeup van, because the first time you wore it was we were on location, mate, and it was grim. And I just went in the makeup van. When normally I'm always in the makeup van for 2 hours longer than anybody else. I think I was finished first that day, and I went in and I went, oh my god! It was just the weirdest thing ever to see the three of you in that makeup van.
I tell you, you deserve a medal.
No, because Robert's always moaned about this bloody mask, right? And I've always been taking the mick out of him. Just stop moaning. And then when we all put it on, it was like, I don't know how you've done this for so long. It really was uncomfortable. I was sweating out of my ear. I actually put my head down like that and filled a half-pint glass full of sweat. I didn't drink it. And then at one stage, I went, why am I crying? And I wasn't crying. The only place the sweat could come out was through my eyelids, so I was sweating through my eyelids. It's such a strange experience.
But you were brilliant. You were all brilliant doing it, I thought.
Every single one of us got sick when we finished recording that episode. Literally, I got in the car. By the time I got to my house, I was ill.
Right.
Yeah, straight into bed. You got sick as well, didn't you, Chris?
I was.
Did you get sick?
Good for a couple of days. Yeah. A bit more than that.
Yeah. The price we pay to entertain.
Brave soldiers that you are. Brave soldiers. Thanks for your question. We're going to go over to Coral. There, you can have your question for number one.
If you weren't all performers, what do you reckon you'd be?
If we weren't all performers, what do you reckon you'd be?
Right.
Don't look at me. What was your last job, Chris? What was your last job before? Last civvy job?
A dispatch rider.
There you go.
I did a bit of that. Yeah.
A dispatch rider because I got sacked from being an estate agent. I got sacked from the retail industry. And I just couldn't do anything else. My CV looked appalling. In 1981.
What was your last one before showbiz, Bobby?
Shoemaker.
Of course, we have a 6 degrees of separation with that.
I know, yeah.
Well, Robert was a cobbler, and he used to get his leather stock from a place called Connolly Leather in King's Cross, Charlton Street.
Charlton Street, yeah.
And we didn't know that until about 30 years later, but he used to come and get his, and I used to work there.
Danny used to work there. And I must have passed you on the stairs, the big roll of car hide on my shoulder. Yeah, it's extraordinary, isn't it?
Strange.
So weird. Yeah. But yeah, so I would still be a shoemaker. I'd be a hunchback shoemaker with no teeth.
Have you ever seen the photo of him as a cobbler with the afro curly perm?
That was my natural hair.
Very disturbing picture.
I did have a lot of hair in the olden days.
I've never really had a job.
Craig says, I'll go back on Wogan anytime.
I started off doing poems.
Yeah, you were
poetry.
That's how I remember you. Yeah.
And I started out when I was 17 doing things like Riverside on BBC Two, so I've never really had a proper job.
Yeah.
I suppose Coronation Street was a bit like a job. You have to be there all the time. But like 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no.
Scary, I'd be washing hair in a hair salon.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't be washing your own.
Those days are over.
I am now bill. Much cheaper.
Me and Chris are now in the realms of Emperor Ming.
Nothing wrong with that.
Many a man has played that.
So basically, Red Dwarf saved you then from a life.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Saved us from a life of 9 to 5.
Thanks for your question.
Thank you.
We're going to go over to Captain Caveman. Good to see you from Scotland.
Thank you.
That's in case, man.
Absolutely love your panels. Every time, Chris is always a gent, and we had a good lecture about electric cars at Carlisle, which was very informative. But you know, you guys, it wasn't just comedy growing up; it was like therapy as well. And even to university and stuff like that, we rationed our toilet paper like 1 up, 1 down, 1 to polish. So, but the question that if your characters were doing the panel, what 3 things would they have to have in their dressing room?
Oh, the characters. Oh.
Yeah, well, panel. You need a brush.
I'd need a toilet brush and an iron and some dust in the corner so I could get the old groinal socket in operation.
I definitely need a 6-pack of leopard lager.
And a Vindaloo.
A Vindaloo, and it's lunchtime. Friday triple a triple fried egg chili chutney sandwich. And then maybe for dinner a beef Vindaloo.
Yeah.
I have that anyway now.
I would only have 2 things. Suspender socks and a pen.
Danny.
I'm afraid I'd have to have more than 3 things, 'cause, you know, to get the right group of girls to settle down with. You know, there's going to be more than 3 of them.
Does that answer your question? Fantastic.
You answer the question, says I'm going to go and try that.
This is probably the last one, isn't it? So the last
He actually looks like my wife in Red Dwarf. He looks like Killer to House.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. And the head.
Just like that striking image of your wife.
That is funny.
So I think this is our last question. So it's going to be the best one, obviously, isn't it? What's your name? What's your question?
Hiya, my name's Heather. I'm just wondering, other than Smeghead, what is your favourite insult from the show?
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
There was a guy who used to be head of comedy at the BBC, and when the lads, Rob and Doug, tried to get the series commissioned, his name was Gareth Gwenlyn.
Oh yeah.
And when they tried to get the series commissioned, they turned around and said it wouldn't work because there was no French sofa on it.
There was no
French window.
French windows.
French windows.
Yeah.
So he's saying if you started on the sofa, you pulled out through the French windows, and then you realise you're on a spaceship, that would make it work. And that's when you don't have French windows on spaceships. So we used to call people Gwenlyn. Yeah, Gwenlyn.
That was
Right, Gwenlyn.
the swear word.
Sir, he's a total Gwenlyn.
But I can't. I'm trying to think of other ones other than Smeghead and Smee.
It's my duty. My duty is a complete and utter bastard.
My favourite put down by Rimmer is, over the last few years, I've come to regard you as people.
That was brilliant. That was a brilliant line.
I use that in real life now.
I've actually thought I'd quite like that on a tombstone, on my tombstone. Over the years, I come to think of you as people I met. It's just a brilliant line. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dangerous stuff.
I can't.
Of course, there's the basic, you complete and total goit.
Goit, give Boyd.
Yeah.
Or you are one, and a complete and utter and total one at that. The word has yet to be invented for what you are. I think I got the wrong way around.
No, it was good though. That was good.
One of my favourite Rimmer lines is when he was dressed as Helen Shapiro.
What a line! Bit too Green Beret.
That scene there had me cracked up.
What was it, a bit too Green Beret?
What a man's haircut, Listy.
Short back and side. What was it?
Short back and sides, and then you look in the mirror.
You could cope with anything with a nice pair of shiny boots. Yes, my father said that after all that discussion about suicide.
What was the one about? What did you say to Gandhi? Oh, I love that line.
Yeah, get down and give me 50, Gandhi.
Yeah, Meltdown. That was from Meltdown.
Yeah.
I like that
Don't
episode as
eyeball
well.
me, Gandhi.
Don't eyeball me, Gandhi. Get down and give me 50. That is one episode, though, that I think nowadays
You could never
You
get away.
might not get away with.
But I like that. John-Paul Sartre, he says, he comes anything as steers. Which one are you, boy?
Steers and queers, which one are you, boy?
Yes, you would not get away with that now.
I've never liked 50 Cent
Yeah, no, we're going right off the rails
that
now.
from An Officer and a Gentleman?
Oh, it could be.
That's when he's, yeah.
The Officer and a Gentleman, when the sergeant has all the new recruits.
He was a real drill sergeant, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But your character did that with John-Paul Sartre.
John-Paul Sartre.
I love Noel Coward in that, when the guy goes, poof, and he goes, shut.
Oh, he had to call Sergeant Presley.
Sergeant Presley. Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you for that last question. We've now gone over our time.
That is our allotted time. Thank you so much for being here. Have you enjoyed
It's been
yourselves?
real.
We're going to just do a very quick Red Dwarf picture. We're going to get Ben on. He's going to take a picture with all of us. If you want to just get, give me a big Comic Con Liverpool picture. If you want to just come to the front, Ben on. It's a rock star shot of all the. I don't know what word we should all shout out when we instead of cheese. Any ideas?
Smack it!
Oh yeah, probably that one.
The only thing, that means something completely different where I come from. Steady.
After three, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and then smack it really loud. You ready? 1, 2, 3. You lot have been amazing. Thank you to our panelists. Chris, don't forget we're doing Comic Con Mania in Bolton and Derby. If you check us on our socials, we're doing those. You lot have been brilliant. Thank you for dressing up as well. Thank you, Uncle Arnie. Thank you, Captain Caitlin. See you all later.